I was born by the river in a little tent. Oh, and just like that river, I've been running ever since. It's been a long time coming, but I know a change gon' come. Oh, yes it will. It's been too hard living, but I'm afraid to die, 'cause I don't know what's up there beyond the sky. It's been a long time coming, but I know a change gon' come. Oh, yes it will. It's been a long time coming, but I know a change gon' come. Oh, yes it will. But I know a change gon' come. Oh, yes it will. Hello everybody and welcome back to I Can't Breathe, the show where air is free, see the change, be the change. And today, if you haven't already noticed, it's going to be a music edition. So I don't know if you were here a few weeks ago, but we were talking to Reese about the acting industry and different things that the acting industry needs to do, in different strides that it still needs to take in order to improve its diversity, in order to improve its equality. Because even though we're seeing more coloured people in front of the screens, but what does that mean behind the scenes, and who's really controlling the stories that are actually going out? So we recognize that there has been change that has been made, but we also realize that in order to achieve the goal, as we've been talking about in our series, What is the Goal? In order to move and make steps towards true equality in all industries, especially when it comes to the arts, then we need to address these issues. So that's basically what we're going to be talking about today. But of course, I am not an expert on music. I've been singing for a lot of my life, but I'm no expert in music. I'm not a musician. I don't make music. So that is why I am so happy to have our guest on today. If you don't know him, and you don't know his latest track, Stepped in Saucy, then where you at? Because it's a banger. Oh, my hate is applause me. Hey, bro, Stepped in Saucy is a banger. It's a banger. But yeah, so he's a terrific musician. He makes amazing tunes, amazing songs, and I really hope that you guys are gonna listen and be inspired by everything he says today. So without further ado, let's invite our guest on. Hey, he's put A in the chat. All right, let's invite our guest on, Mr. Aaron Anderson. And of course, guys, I say this every week. This is a talk between myself and Aaron, but it's also a talk with you guys as well. So feel free to chip in your questions. And let's get it done.
How's it going, Jordan?
I'm good, you know. How are you? How you doing?
I'm good. I see you got the bandana as well. I should have known. You're the bandana king.
Of course. The brainwaves, we're synced already. Yeah. Just so everyone knows, we actually didn't plan that. Like,
no, we didn't plan this.
No, we actually.
But he definitely pulled it off better than me.
You know what? Yeah, I actually can't say that, you know, because that color is paying. Like, I want that.
Oh, thank you. But you know, you can't go wrong with black.
True.
Black
True.
bandana.
True. Yeah, but like I've got yellow, I've got red, I've got grey.
I hear you. I got a little collection myself.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, Mr. Aaron, can you just tell everyone a little bit about yourself if they don't already know who you are?
So I am a singer-songwriter artist from Northeast London. I've been making music releasing music for about 2 years, been making it for over 6 years. And, I'm just here to bring peace, joy, and happiness to everyone's ears and to their lives, you know what I mean? So that's me.
That's sick, that's sick, that's sick. So, because this is if you didn't already know, Young and Talented is a theatre school company that builds up singing, dancing, and acting talent in children aged between like 5 to our rep company, which is young adult. So for those people who might be listening now or will listen later, can you just tell them, how did you get into music?
Well, in my family, there are a lot of people like who are singers and creators, and they listen to a lot of music anyway, like different types. So I was exposed to a lot and was very inspired like by music in general, especially like 90s R&B, which you could probably hear in my music just a little bit.
Yeah.
And then, I met friends who encouraged me because I had a little voice on me, I could sing a little bit, and we're like, you know what, you should sing, you should make music. I see you with your little songbook, record them and start writing more. And I just kind of started pushing and going to youth clubs, and they gave me opportunities to perform and to use studios, because there's loads of centers around that can let you use studios for free if you look properly, and yeah, that's how I just never stopped really from there.
Sick. What was it like at first? Because I always know that when things are very new to you, like for example, what was your first studio experience like?
My first studio experience, the first time, because I was actually really forced to go to the studio. I didn't. I was very shy, like when I was younger. Like I didn't sing in front of people, none of that, just in my bedroom. And my first studio experience, I walked in, and one of my good friends now, Mariam, she looked at me and she was just like, I like this guy. And then she like kind of pulled me next to her, and she was like helping me with like recording and giving me tips and showing me her songs. Yeah, that was kind of my first experience. And I had a really good mentor, like he's a mentor of mine. His name's Aston Reedy, and he guided me through everything I needed to do with how I record my vocals, learning how to use Logic and how to mix and stuff for myself. So I've had a good experience. Yeah, it's just confidence that I had to build.
Yeah. Do you write your music in the studio, or do you write like at home? In your own?
Anywhere, to be honest. Usually in bed at like 3 o'clock in the morning. But if I like get inspired anywhere, like I see something or I hear a word and I'm just like, oh, let's go. I'll do it anywhere, to be honest.
Sick.
Yeah.
Sick. So what has been your biggest inspiration when it comes to music?
Oh, there's a lot.
What or who?
I would say really, like, for me, like what really pushes me is just seeing how people feel after listening to my music or how they react to it. Like just to see someone smile or feel buzzed or feel happy or inspired by the words that I'm saying is a win for me, So that really inspires me, I would say.
Has that always been the case?
I mean, yeah, like I've always been told I was a great songwriter. Like even when I used to write my little sappy R&B songs back in the day, like people would really feel them, and I'm just like, okay, okay, cool. So yeah, I've always kind of got that reaction from people.
And was like, well, was a sort of like writing music and knowing that that's what you wanted to do to sort of make people feel good. Is that something that you always knew, or did you just know that you wanted to make music but you didn't know what to do with it? Or
well, I knew I always wanted to make music and I wanted to write songs because first and foremost, of course, that's what makes me happy. Do you know what I mean? I love writing songs and expressing myself through that way. It's one of the main ways I express myself and my feelings, but then seeing other people as well being able to feel what I feel through my songs was a plus. If that answers the question, I'm not sure.
No, yeah, it does, yeah. I feel you on that one. Okay, cool. So, sort of moving away from being in studio, then, what was it like when you did your first show?
Ooh, what was my first show was in college, actually, I believe. When I went to La Santa Union. I don't know if you've heard of that. It's like around Archway sides, and I was forced again to perform by a friend of mine. I've been forced to do a lot. Chelsea, and it was good. I was real nervous. And because like I was a very quiet person, no one in school really knew who I was. So they're just like, who's this random guy standing up on the stage? What's he gonna do? I've never seen him before. Like, who is this? But it went down really, really well, and I really enjoyed it. So and I just kept going after, you know.
Was there, because I know you mentioned that music is like a good way that you can express yourself. But has that always been the case, or was there ever a time where you didn't do music and you expressed yourself in other ways?
No, it's really always been music.
Yeah, this thing.
Yeah, always writing, always singing, because it's like you can just really put your emotions. I remember this one song I wrote, and it was the first song I wrote actually. And this is gonna be very embarrassing, but I was really sitting in my room with my keyboard, like in tears, like I was really crying, writing this song. Like it was so emotional. My little fake heartbreak story or whatever, because I can't call that heartbreak. You know, when you look back and you're just like, that wasn't anything, you know what I mean, compared to things I've been through now. But back then it was just how I had to get my feelings out, and after I felt so much better, so I just kept doing that. It's a good way.
That's sick. That's it. Yeah, I can definitely like relate to that. Yeah, because like even when it comes to making short films, there are times where like where like I'm just in my feelings, I'm just in my emotions, and then like I just start writing through that, and it's also nice when you sort of do that, because not only are you now is it now a release for you, but then it's also kind of a nice thing for others when you then release it, because they feel you, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
which
no,
is
100%. I agree.
Which is really, really sick. So what have been your biggest lessons so far in your career?
Okay, so as well as like people, obviously you have people around you to push you, but you have to also put in the most effort for yourself. You can't rely on those people alone to keep you going. You know, you have to keep continuing to push yourself and find inspiration and keep working. You know, don't get complacent. What else have I learned? I've learned that not every opinion matters when it comes to your creation and what you're putting out there. Find the constructive criticism, how you can improve yourself, and leave the unnecessary opinions to the side that you feel are just, out of a place of maybe negativity or hate, as we like to say nowadays. Yeah, so those are the two main things that I've learned. And don't trust everyone.
Yes, yeah. That one is a...
Yeah, because being an artist, you get so many people telling you things and so many opportunities thrown at you. You have to really look at the opportunities and be like, is this really what I want? Where is this going to take me? And really like assess those opportunities that people are giving to you.
With a constructive criticism, are you a person who you're like, I have certain people that like I will always listen to when they give me that? Or is it like you just analyze what has been said? It doesn't matter who says it, but you just analyze what has been said, and if it's something that you could actually take on board, then you take it, and if it's just hate, then you just leave it.
Yeah, so like, I mean, I have my main people, like my friends, family, and like some mentors that I typically go to for constructive criticism on my music or my videos or whatever. But if a random person wants to give me constructive criticism, then I will listen to what they have to say and take it or leave it. You know what I mean? I remember one performance I did in December, I got off the stage from performing, and some random guy came up to me and was like, you know, I really love your choruses, but I feel like you can work on your verses a bit more. And I was just like, okay, that's cool. That's what it is. And then I went back and listened, and I was like, okay, maybe I could do a bit more. Maybe I can, you know, I don't know, add some more bars or make it a bit more spicy or change the flows a bit. And just, yeah, just like that. So.
Sick. And before we get into the sort of meat and the grit of our conversation, obviously because our main audience is young people who are studying with young and talented, or have been, so I know that some of our students would love to start writing their own music, start releasing their own music. Is there any short piece of advice that you could give them if they are just starting out, or if they've written stuff and they don't know what to do with it? Is there any advice you can give them?
I would. What would I say? So, if you haven't started writing yet, and you know you're not sure about what to do, I would say start writing as much as you can, and because the more you practice, the better you'll get. That's what I can say. If you write a song every day, even if it's like complete rubbish, or you feel like it's rubbish, or it's just gibberish, keep writing, because that's the only way you're going to be able to build and learn techniques. Because there's writing techniques that you learn as you keep writing, and you'll find like some that will help you and build you more as an artist. For people who have songs, I would say maybe try and find, it's a bit difficult right now because of COVID, but maybe when that dies down, maybe find like open mics and stuff to perform and test your songs, sing them to your friends and family. There's loads of apps that you can use to record. I know there's this one called Recorder where you can record your voice over a beat, and it comes out kind of like an MP3 altogether, where you can like make a song and record, see how it's going to sound when you record it, so that you can get a feel of that. Maybe look for places, studios that you could possibly go to record songs, or producers that you may know that are looking for artists to produce songs for, that you can get together with. So yeah, I'd say those kind of things would be good.
Sick. Thank you so much for that.
No, of course. I hope it helps someone.
There are actually a couple of our students who are really interested in doing it, and I know that some of them have already started to write. So I know that that's really going to help.
Keep writing, honestly. Keep writing and keep practicing. That will help you a lot.
Brilliant. Okay, so now we get to the main reason why we're here and the main bulk of the conversation. Now, of course, if you're watching this and you have no idea, this show, we do this every week, and we dedicate it to different discussions about Black Lives Matter and inequalities of loads of different kinds, but we mainly focus on inequalities to do with race. Sometimes we focus on the country that we live in. Sometimes we focus on industry, so that's worldwide. But today we're talking about the music industry. But before we talk about the music industry, I always ask new guests that are on the show, what does Black Lives Matter mean to you? If you ever hashtag Black Lives Matter, what are you saying?
Well, Black Lives Matter to me, it's really just Black people coming together to fight racial inequality, to speak to each other, to network, because I feel like we're trying to like build our own community and build our own like, especially in industries like music, beauty and stuff like that. I feel like we need to build each other up and not wait for, you know, other races and stuff like that to build for us and keep helping them grow as well. We need to help ourselves grow and come together as a community. So it's really just the coming together of Black people, essentially. That's how I see it.
100%, and well put. Very, very well put. So do you think, right, now this is a question that I ask myself and I ask my friends all the time. Do you think there is such a thing as white music and Black music, or is there such a thing as white people music and Black people music?
You know what? As a person who has said something, because I mean, we're all guilty of saying, you know, white people music, Black people music. It was a thing that we heard and we started saying, and you kind of start to get the difference that people are talking about when they say white people music and black people music. But I feel like we should stop doing that. I feel like there shouldn't be a difference. I feel like everyone should be able to express themselves like in the genre of music that they want. Because I'm seeing like a lot more black people in. I think I saw a girl who did like I can't remember. I think it was like German folk music or something like that, or something like that. And I was surprised because I was like, oh, you know, you think white people music, a black person doing that, and I feel like it's not really fair to those people who like to mix in those kind of genres that are classified as white and classified as black. But anyway, sorry, back to the point. There is, but there shouldn't be.
Yeah. And I guess like a follow-up question would be, do you think that that opinion is because of the genre of music, or is it because of the sort of race of people that dominates the market of that genre?
I don't know. I think it's maybe like a bit of both, probably. Because it's weird, because I like rock music is classified as like white music, but I know that it's come from black people. So is it really white people music?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Like, it's just that the people who are popular in that, maybe that's what it is. The people who are popular in that specific genre are predominantly white. And say like rap music, the people who are popular in that are predominantly black or of other ethnicities. So maybe that's where people are getting, you know, the black people white music. And then also there's like how the song rhythmic, I can't speak, what's wrong with me? Y'all know the word I'm trying to say, how it sounds. I think that can play a factor in it as well when people say white people, black people music as well. So
because I keep thinking and I keep asking the question, okay, so like I would ask someone, okay, so is Kendrick Lamar, is he black people music? Okay, cool, so he's in the realm of hip hop. Okay, so would you then say Eminem, who's also in hip hop and rap, would you say Eminem is black people music?
They would probably say like Eminem is black people music for white people.
Yeah. That is what they would say. Yeah.
That's what they would say. That's what they would say.
It's true.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like maybe a lot of black people say it because they just feel like they want like something for themselves. Like, y'all get everything. Let us have our music. Let us have, you know, how that makes us feel and stuff like that. I've heard something like that from people. So
yeah. 100%. Sorry, wait, 1 sec.
Cool. Hi guys. People are watching.
Yes, okay, go.
Sorry.
No problem.
Okay, so where was I? Okay, cool. So now we get to a sort of interesting question. So what changes do you think, because there's no real way of really knowing like everything that needs to happen, but what changes do you believe the music industry need to make to be truly diverse, or what changes has it made already, if that makes sense?
I think they maybe need to change a lot behind the scene, because I mean we're seeing a lot more like black artists and, you know, getting bigger. Beyonce, Jay-Z, Nicki Minaj, they're huge, they're making money there, but I feel like the people behind them, they need to change. They need to sort out them, and maybe in terms of like the people of color, how many people are working for them, who are involved in projects. I was looking at a video about, I don't know if you've heard of the talk show The Real before.
I think I've heard the name. Yeah,
so they like hired a white producer to do a segment that was targeted towards black people, and she had no idea about the topics they were speaking about. Instead of hiring the black producers that are there to, you know, to have more experience in the field and in the what they were trying to do, essentially. in what they were trying to do for the show. Instead of hiring one of those, they had a white lady who didn't understand the topics they were talking about. I feel like things like that is what they need to change. They need to get people who are more experienced in specific things, like in terms of their race, and making it more racially diverse in behind the scenes, I would say.
Yeah. Because it's like when you see a black artist, then it's fantastic. Yeah, but the question is always, who is the manager? Yeah, who's actually like getting this person all the opportunities and stuff like that. Yeah, which is the big question. Have you I know this isn't on the planned questions, so I'm just freestyling here. Have you ever sort of experienced like examples or witnessed examples of any sort of racial profiling or stereotypes in music?
Not in music, I haven't actually. In other situations, yes, but not in music. No, I haven't. Not yet, unfortunately. Well, I say unfortunately, no. I mean, as unfortunately, I haven't seen anything yet. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Well. Great. Yeah. Great.
Yeah, like
for you. Yeah.
I feel like it's much different here in London. I feel like if someone was to do that, it would be a lot more undercover, and you probably wouldn't even realize. It could have happened to me or like a collection of other like black artists, and we probably wouldn't have even realized. We would have just thought, you know, we weren't lucky, it wasn't our day, kind of thing. Because you never know what someone's thinking or their intentions are. So yeah.
Do you think, sort of going back to the is there such thing as white people music, or is there such thing as black people music? Would you say that all music is universal? So all music is for all races? Or do you think that there is some music that's tailored to certain people?
Yeah, of course there's music that are like for specific people, like I don't know, maybe Irish music would be for Irish people. Like they're the ones that listen to it, you know, it's made for them. But I feel like we shouldn't tell other people that they can't listen to that music. That's what I would say. Like, if they like it and they're like, Jay, you want to do a little Irish jig? You know, do the Irish jig, you know what I mean?
Yeah. 100%. So I want to know, so in the music industry in general, what do you think is preventing the industry from sort of being as sort of all-rounded and inclusive as it needs to be? Because of like of course, when I watched Beyonce's Homecoming, if you haven't seen it on this, it's absolutely brilliant. You should watch it. But when I watched that, to think that the amount of years that Coachella has been running, and she was the first black woman, but there are so many black female artists, so many, but she was the first, and that was in recent years. That wasn't even back in 2002. That was in recent years. So it makes me think, what needs to happen for the music industry to start to accept artists of different races as much as the big white artists are sort of accepted, if that makes any sense?
I would say, I think what's stopping them is probably not wanting to take that risk. Maybe they're comfortable in, you know, what is happening now. A lot of people, I mean, that's probably what it's like. They're comfortable. They don't want to change that. They don't want people coming in to take their money or lose any money, because at the end of the day, like in the music industry, money is what they care about. Like they will drop an artist no matter how good you are, no matter how talented you are. If you're not making the money, sayonara. Do you know what I mean? So I feel like they need to maybe take more risks and look at black artists and artists of other ethnicities and building them up in a similar way that they do to their white artists, and not, you know, bringing them in and then finding another artist to compete with them that looks like them. Because I see that a lot with black artists and artists of color. Like, I feel like one comes and then they get replaced by another one, and then they make comparisons and all of that stuff. So I feel like that's one thing that's stopping them. What else? Yeah, I would say they just need to. You just have to make the change and start employing black people, like, to get involved. That's it. Like, and looking at, there are so many amazing artists. That's really like,
there's so many.
Yeah, that's really what they need to do. It's crazy that Beyonce was the first after all of these years. Wow. And like, even that, Beyonce is like very racially ambiguous as well. Like, you could, like, you can look at her and maybe think that she's of a different ethnicity, like, other than black. You can think she can look Latina, she can, you know, be mixed race. But I feel like they need to look at black people as well, like, not people who are acceptable to their audience. You know what I mean? I don't know if that makes sense, but yeah.
No, it does. I'm just searching the question that someone just asked in the chat. They asked, who owns Coachella?
That's true.
And the answer is Philip Anschutz, an American businessman. He's an American billionaire. He is white, so that means that Coachella is white owned. He controls many companies in various different industries, such as energy, railroad, sports, and stuff like that. So, yeah, yes. If that answers your question, I hope that answers your question. If you wanted to know any more, if you have any follow-up questions, then please let me know.
Maybe us as black people as well, we need to build our own. I mean, I know there are people building their own as well, but we need to get more into that and support that, I guess. Like, things like, say, with like designer brands. Sorry, I'm going to get designer brands. A lot of people buy designer brands from like white-owned companies, Gucci and all of those companies, knowing that, like, with all of the not conspiracies, all of the what's the with all of the things that have happened in recent years, with like there's been a lot of situations that have been like racially, like, disrespectful to black people from those brands. Yeah, we're still buying into that. We're still feeding into that. And I feel like we need to feed more into the black-owned businesses. Because at the end of the day, Gucci is really just a name. Like, it's just the name of a brand. It's only popular because we make it popular. If we put our energy and our time and our money into other things and make them pop, Gucci ain't going to be nothing. Do you know what I mean? So I feel like we need to do that.
100%. And on that topic, you basically segued me perfectly onto my next question, about like doing our own and building our own. What is your views and opinions on black award shows? Because of course you've got like the Grammys and I completely forgot the others for a sec. But anyway, like all of that. But then you have also award shows that are specific for black people. What are your thoughts on that?
I feel like award shows like the Grammys have been hyped up a lot, and I mean, we're starting to see now that a lot of black artists like Drake and I think Kanye recently and Jay-Z and stuff like that are really, like, I don't want to swear, are really like pissing on the Grammys. Like, they're like, they don't care about it. Like, it doesn't mean anything. It's just an award. So it's the same. It's just a name. We need to put our energy and time into the black award shows like BET and like I don't know what awards black owned or white owned. Actually, I don't know that.
That's a very good question. That is a very good question. I'm going to search it right now. This has been the most like searching episode.
Listen, Google's my best friend. Whenever someone says anything, I got my phone. I'm like, oh, let's go.
Yeah. Honestly, yeah. I'm trying to look. Oh, was founded by Kanya King, and the first. Okay, cool. So Kanya King. But yeah. So you were saying about how like we should put more effort into.
Yeah, we should into those and make those awards like the the biggest thing you can get instead of getting a Grammy, because it's just an award. Like, I've grown up always wanting a Grammy. Like, that was one thing I was like, oh, I want to get a Grammy, I want to be seen for my talents and stuff like that. But now, after kind of hearing more about the music industry and seeing bigger artists that I looked up to kind of being like, the Grammys doesn't mean anything. Do you know what I mean? It's all about what you're doing for your fans and the music that you're sharing. That's important. Do you know what I mean? The accolades and stuff like that don't always matter. And I feel like that's something that I've learned like over the years, and I feel like we should put that energy, like I said, into the award shows that are more tailored to Black people, because those are the ones that care about us and love us, and you know what I mean?
Yeah. 100%. And to answer your question, Kanya King is the owner and founder of the MOBO Awards. She's based in London, and she's a Black woman.
Yeah, so award shows like that, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's going to take time. It will take time, because it's years of like built-in, like these kind of things, they get put into our head. Like I said, I always grew up wanting the Grammy. It wasn't until recently I was just like, what is a Grammy really? Do you know what I mean? So it's going to take a lot of time for us to get used to that and get those kind of things that have been put into our head out. Those thoughts and opinions out.
100%. So and I asked this exact same question to Reese when I had him on about the acting industry, because we all know how much of an impact the arts has on the world we live in loads of different forms of arts. I mean, I spoke about this last week, but did you see all the kerfuffle about Diversity's Britain's Got Talent performance?
There was a kerfuffle about it?
Yeah,
people had something to say?
Yes, like, no, bro. Like, I think, like, overnight, there was over, like, I think it was 2,000 or 20,000. I can't remember. But there were thousands of complaints overnight.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, but then... but then ITV, another supporting companies, basically said, we're not going to take this any further. We're not going to investigate this because we stand with diversity in their message. So we're just not going to take it forward. So
that's absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. I don't know why anyone would. Who has, like, some people have no morals or feeling or humanity like anymore. It's really crazy. It's so disgusting to see. Yeah. But I mean, those people don't matter. It's just sad that there were over 2,000 people complained. Yeah, but
like,
the arts.
There we go. Yeah, it was I was at
20,000
over 20,000 complaints. Yeah,
that's crazy.
It was nuts.
I'm not surprised, because people are mad out here and real insensitive. But that's so horrible.
Yeah. So yeah, we know how much the arts can either bring people together or cause controversy and stuff like that. But how do you think that fully diversifying and making music as inclusive as it can be, how do you think that will affect the world that we live in? What do you think it will achieve?
I mean, like, in a lot of, let's say, music from Black artists, maybe a lot of white people from other races don't really understand what goes into that music, what they're speaking about, because they just see, oh, look, there's another rapper talking about shooting guns and stuff like that or whatever. Maybe if we make it more inclusive and people listen to the words and, get to know the artists and the messages that they're sending out, the good messages, that is, at least, they can start to understand some of the misunderstandings that come between races, like, because I feel like there are things that maybe one race doesn't understand about the other, that can cause offense between them, which causes fights and arguments and things like that. So maybe the coming together of music, because music especially is so influential in people's lives, that could make a big change to how people approach each other and understand each other. I would say.
Yeah. Fully. So if you didn't know, this very live was sort of started. I think it was a week after the tragic news of George Floyd became spread like absolute wildfire. And I loved what you said before about finding a release, because this has been Young and Talented and my way of sort of making sure that not only is it again a release, but it's also in a way of educating people and allowing other people to come on the show and release themselves. So what were your ways of release when you first found out about that tragedy?
So my first initial reaction was really to just, I mean, before that, you know, obviously with COVID already, people's, like, my mind was all over the place. We were locked in the house, we were going crazy. And then this happened. And then honestly, I really shut down. I was really upset. I was devastated. I just really got into bed, stopped using social media, everything. I just needed time to think about what I had just seen, like, before my very eyes. And I was just like, this world is absolutely disgusting. And I don't even want to be here anymore. I feel so bad for George Floyd, and not only him, but all of the other people that are black and have to see this. It's horrible, because even though it's not you, it's like that person is being killed for the color of their skin, the color that you have. So you can't help but be affected by that. And obviously other people who don't have the same skin color can be affected as well, because it's a human being dying. Do you know what I mean? But then after I kind of got myself up, and I was like, I need to get up and you know, at least speak to people. So I started speaking to family, you know, about it, and that kind of helped me express it, and friends, just discussing it. And then I also started writing poetry, and was I'm not like a poet or anything like that, but something compelled me to just start writing. So I put some of those on Instagram just to encourage people, because I know a lot of people were affected mentally by what had happened. And then more started happening, you know, more people were being killed, and there were people who were discouraging those talking about Black Lives Matter and talking about All Lives Matter. And it was just madness, absolute madness. It's just horrible to see that some people don't have any humanity in them. And those police officers, all of them, I hope they get what's coming to them.
Yeah. 100%, yeah. And just for some context for everyone, so I was lurking around on Instagram around the time that the whole diversity stuff started happening, and I went on Ashley Banjo's Instagram, and he posted a sort of short post showing all of the messages that he was receiving from people regarding his performance, and also his outspokenness about it. And there was people, I'm literally reading it from his Instagram now. There were comments like, we are tribes, we like our own, a race war is coming, and the media fuels the fires. Not everyone wants him practicing in Rainham anymore either. I think that's where he's from. He wants to start looking over his shoulders now.
Do you know what's so sad?
Threat. So yeah, and this is from someone who has found an art form and wanted to express it outwardly, and this is what the world tells him. What were you going to say? Sorry,
I was just going to say, like, I feel like when a lot of artists and black entertainers are coming up, they don't really get to speak about the issues that face their community and that face them as Black people and people of color. They kind of just show their talent out to the world. I mean, that's of course that's what you're meant to do, and a whole range of people see, white people, brown people, Black people, everything, they all see. So when they start talking about the issues that they face and are going on in their community, it's so disgusting that people come and send messages like that. I feel like it's horrible. This is a person that you supported and that you know, is putting their craft into making sure that you're entertained and you're getting music, or you're getting to see dancing and stuff like this, and you're coming to put them down because they're spreading a message, a very valid message. Like I just feel like it's so disgusting, and I feel like, I hope that, of course, he hasn't let it bring him down, but I hope a lot of artists and entertainers don't let stuff like that bring them down, and they keep pushing that message so that people know, you know what, if you don't want to hear what I have to say about my people and my message, don't follow me. You know, go to the people who, I don't know, push your message or whatever, but I'm not the one, the two, nor the three. So
yeah. And I'm gonna read this last one because it's gonna segue quite nicely into my last question. This last comment says, if you don't like living in a white country, go live in Africa. I think you would genuinely feel more comfortable there, as would I if you did. So my final question, and we've been talking about how the arts and, like, especially in music, affects the world that we live in. What do you want to see, regardless of music or of the arts, just your opinion? What do you want to see for our world? What do you want to see for future generations? What is the goal for you?
I want to see people just really just being nice to each other and thinking about what they say before they say it, and really educating themselves on topics before they start talking about it. I feel like nowadays people just jump and say anything. Like, I'm sure those messages that were sent to him were just like quick response, you know what I mean? Like, probably hasn't even finished performing yet and they're already sending a message. Like, look into what people are talking about before you say something, and just be kind. It's not hard at all. Like, you don't have to be a dickhead. It's not difficult. So I feel like everyone just needs to be kind to each other, speak to each other with respect, Black, white, Asian, any kind of race. We're all humans and we need to respect each other. That's what I would say.
100%. 100%. Is there anything else that you would like to say or like to plug while you're here?
I would like to say, well, I mean, I obviously have a new single out, Steps and Saucy, which you mentioned at the beginning. So go check that out.
I wish I had it ready. Like, I wish I had it ready so I could just play it. Like, as you
well,
said
they
that.
don't get to see that. You gotta go and listen. Go onto my page and listen to Steps and Saucy. Stream it and watch the video. I'm also coming with new music, real soon. Hopefully next month. So you guys will see that if you follow me.
Excited, man. Listen,
I'm really excited. So.
You've been absolutely incredible. I don't think that I've ever used my laptop this much in any live to search like who owns what and stuff like that. So yeah, so thank you for being here, not only to help me educate, but also to help sort of like allow people to feel you and yeah, as they listen. Thank you so much for being so honest.
Thank you for having me. I feel like this is very necessary for people to watch and for you to be putting out there. So we appreciate a young brother like you doing things like this, you know. You're inspiring us. And that's what needs to happen. The next generation is very important. Like, we need to do more for them. Do you know what I mean? We've had to learn. Obviously, we've been taught things by our parents, but there's a lot that we've had to learn. And I feel like with the new information that we have that our parents may not have had growing up, we need to pass that down to the younger generation, and, you know, keep them building and keep them growing, because they're what the change is going to be. Us as well, but the younger ones that are growing up, they're going to be the change for us. So
100%. 100%. Well, we're gonna end right now, but thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you everyone for watching today. Make sure you go check out Stepped in Saucy, and make sure you go follow Aaron. You're Aaron Anderson official, right?
Aaron Anderson official.
Aaron Anderson official. Make sure you go and follow him. You go support his music, because as we've said, it'll be so important, like, for you to support black artists and like especially local ones, like, because
Exactly.
supporting black, like, massive American artists is great, but support local talent. Like,
people,
there's so many people who are doing this thing on your doorstep. So make sure that you're supporting, and a way you can do that is by following Aaron and following his.
That was nice.
Hey, like that.
That was nice.
But anyway, thank you everyone for watching. This has been I Can't Breathe, the show where we see the change, be the change. And as Aaron said, let's just be nice to each other.
Nice.
Think about what we say before we say it. Honestly.
Please.
Honestly. But anyway, Aaron, thank you so much. Everyone take care.
Thank you, man.
Peace.
Have a good evening.
You too, man.